Moving on to the irons. Callaway's new RAZR X irons. They've got two versions. They've got the RAZR X and the RAZR X Tour, and then the RAZR X Forged as well. So three good sets of irons. Starting with the normal RAZR X. It's got the RAZR technology, which basically moves the centre of gravity lower and deeper in the club, which basically makes shot making and playability, just gives you more of a chance to do that, which is a great thing to have, even for sort of your higher handicappers. Basically getting the more centre of gravity deeper and further back means you can loft the ball a bit higher, get out of tough spots a little bit more easy. Moving on to the RAZR X Tour. It's got the same technology. Obviously the RAZR technology is the main part of these irons. But let me say, with the Tour name, it's got a slightly thinner top line and a slightly thinner sole as well. It gives you a little bit more of a player's look, which is again, I've hit all these irons. They're really good, real top quality irons. These come with the dynamic gold shafts in them. Obviously custom fit will be available when these come out. And again, it's just a good looking iron really. Taking over the place of the X22 Tours, should probably be raising. And then for your low handicaps, we've got the RAZR X Forged. And these are a brilliant looking set of irons. Same technology, just sort of not as evident. Again, even sort of thinner top line, but still not rapidly thin. It's not going to sort of scare someone off them. It's quite a good looking top line. These you get the Project X shafts in them. In dynamic gold will be available as well. Slightly thinner face and slightly less forgiving than the other two irons. When I was trying these out, they've actually got more grooves and they're actually spaced closer together. Even though they're C+C conforming grooves, having them spaced closer together and having more will create the same amount of spin as the old grooves did. And you can see that when I was actually hitting these on the range, you could actually see that taking effect. Really good feel iron, it comes off the face really well. You can feel the head in mid swing, which is always a good thing, and just a good all round iron. So that's the main irons that Callaway are going to bring out next year. We'll move on to the wedges. We're going to keep the X Series Jaws wedge, but the main thing about these wedges is they're actually creating the wedges with no bounce on them at all, which some of you may think is not possible, but it definitely is. So basically it just sits completely flat, which is a great invention that Callaway have come up with, to be honest, because a lot of players that aren't sure about what bounce is, when buying a wedge they're not quite sure and they're not really too confident about it. Whereas now we've got a 0 degrees of bounce on the wedge. You can literally just buy this wedge and it's ready to go. With the grooving, it's the same as the irons. It's more grooves, but they're based slightly closer together, so you can still generate the same amount of spin. I was using these around the greens and they really do spin a lot. They're good. They're not too heavy either, which means you can generate quite a lot of club head speed and really get the spin rates on the balls increasing and just generating more spin. Around the greens, good touch. They're quite soft around the greens. Really good wedge. But the 0 degrees of bounce is the big thing with these wedges. Moving on to the putters. Now this is the Odyssey division of Callaway. Their main new feature is the D.A.R.T putter. Obviously we've all seen the 2-ball and the Backstryke putters. These are the D.A.R.T putters. D.A.R.T stands for Direction and Realignment Technology. So what happens is you have the ball in front and it not only gives you alignment to where you're trying to hit the ball, you also can fix your eyes on the points showing where the middle of the ball is in relation to the putter, which is a great thing to have. In terms of the different styles, you can get them in a centre shaft, a heel shafted putter, or as I've got here, the Backstryke putter. I was hitting a few putts with this and the insert is really soft, it's got a good feel off the ball. The Backstryke putters have been a good hit because you're basically allowing you to hit up on the ball and create more roll and less sort of drag and less spin on the ball when you're putting. It's a great feature. Good visually, if you're someone who's maybe not too, wants to improve the putting visual wise, good putter for you. Moving on, I've got in my hands the PT82 prototype putter. Callaway saying this is the putter that conquered Augusta. Obviously what I'm talking about is Phil Mickelson's win this year in the Masters to win his green jacket. So this putter is a complete blade. It's gone back to the old school blade looking. Obviously Phil Mickelson is well documented as using one of these and liking these putters. So Callaway decided to bring a few of these out. They're only making 2,500. So whether we get our hands on them we'll have to see. But it's a great looking putter. Really is. Feels great. It's a heel shafted putter. but the weight behind the ball and when you're putting with it, it's just brilliant. You know, very classic looking, very simple. It's just a good all-round putter. So that's the limited edition PT82 prototype putter from Odyssey. So that about sums up what Callaway are bringing out in 2011. The RAZRs, both the drivers fairways and utilities will be out beginning of February, and the irons, putters and all the wedges and the rest of it will probably be out end of January. So we're looking at late January, early February when all this is going to be launched. But obviously you know about it now, so you know if you've seen something you like, obviously we will most likely have all of this in. And if you want any more information on this, feel free to contact us at www.golfonline.co.uk, and I hope you've enjoyed this little insight.